Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Amikin Survival. How we doing? Hope you guys are well and welcome to update 0.16. So we've got a few things to go through with this, and apologies in advance, I hadn't actually dropped my update reaction video sooner than what I have because I've just had some things that I needed to sort out. But look, we're here now. I'm jumping into the update and let's get to it. So we've got a brand new location. Discover Coral Bay, the second tier 4 location, now ready to reveal its treasures. You can reach it directly from the rusted shallows. Please note, most relic, alloy and coral resources have been moved here. So they've done some little bit of revamping and changes from the rusted shallows over to Coral Bay, which makes sense because some of those items make sense to go into Coral Bay, like the coral resources. So the relic alloy, which is interesting as well, that's been moved over there. So interesting to see how much we're going to have over there. But aside from that, from now on, we've got some new Ami combat rules. We can't actually heal any Amikins outside of our home base. So additionally, the vault is now accessible only from the home base as well. So what that basically means is the squad that you decide to go with is all that you've got to take with you when you go out, until you go back to your home base under the Nexus tree, which is going to be an interesting dynamic, a very interesting way of, I guess, going about your combat needs and how you sort of conduct yourself in each and every zone. So I'm actually going to be interested to see how much that is going to, catch players like myself out and like yourself out as well. So it will be interesting to see how that actually goes. Reduce difficulty when healing unavailable during your adventures. The difficulty across all locations have been significantly decreased. So they've sort of given a balance to that. So Amikin enemies won't be as potent as they were in the past. So meaning that we've got a little bit more in terms of going through locations. So we'll see if that actually holds true to places like the tier 4 locations too. So we'll see how that all goes. Improved base production, speed of all resources production at your base have greatly boosted. Plus you can now produce tier 3 resources right at your home. Just build the necessary production buildings that you can see from the left hand side there. So that's actually going to be really good for a lot of people, including myself, because I've been trying to grind for a lot of tier 3 resources in the recent time. Okay. So the tactical twist side of things to the combat system. So no more Amikin healing outside of the base, as I mentioned earlier before. You can only heal at the Nexus tree in your home base. This makes changes to their individual stats truly matter. You'll feel the difference when you bring a well upgraded ally into battle. Amikin Vault access restricted. Previously, the armband felt useless and swapping Amikins between fights was so easy, it almost seemed like an exploit. Now, only the base grants Vault access, which means you'll only need to choose your battle team wisely before setting out, which that makes actually a lot of sense, because you could have done it so many times, or you were doing it so many times in the past, where it didn't matter who you had on your armband. You can just go into the menu, swap them over, and away you go. This makes more sense, brings a little bit more realism to the game. So that, I feel like that is a warranted change and a justification as to why they made that change. And then they've balanced the difficulty to support the new strategic approach. We've reduced the difficulty across all locations. Now every Amikin in your team has a chance to, if I scroll down a little bit more, truly shine, letting you feel the impact of their strengths, perks like never before. And let's go ahead and dive into the game. Now I haven't actually dived into the game. As I mentioned earlier before at the start of the video, I have been incapacitated, not in a bad way, just had a lot of things on personally, so this is why I've only just come back. And as you can see, I've got a lot of things that I've just mined for my Amikins there, so really really good in that sort of sense there. We're not going to purchase any of that. Okay, so the trials have started, that's all good. This has actually changed as well, the Nexus Anger. Now I'm already sort of ready to go, in a sense, to go ahead and head out for this adventure. But what I want to do before we actually head out is let's see if we can go ahead and build the new farm. So the cactus farm, oh, they've changed this. Toxin spores. So has that replaced the acid sapling trees? It looks like it. We can actually build 4 more beds as well. Oh, interesting. You know what? I might as well just do some of that now, actually, while I've got you here. But that's interesting. So we can do that. I can do that. I can do one more over here, and I think I can just do one more over here. So we just do that. So we've got all 4 of them out of the way. Now the cactus farm is the only one that we can actually build here, which is quite interesting. Let's just go ahead and get these ones ready as we're going along. Very good. Beautiful. So I've got 4 more Amikins that I can drop in and do my thing with. You guys are fine over here. Well, let's have a quick squiz. So, okay, cool. So the locations have already been set. So it's just a matter of us heading over to those said locations and just seeing them for the first time. So let's go ahead and go over here first and have a bit of a peek ski. We will get to the Coral Bay, I do promise you guys. I just want to sort of have a look at some of the other new bits and pieces that we've got. All right, so what have we got here? So this is the polymer lab. Now this is what we're going to need in order for us to complete the polymer lab. Now what is this? Fluoroplasma. Can be found again in nests from the strongest Amikins in Stormforge Plateau. So we're going to have to go there and build that. Well, in order to gain all those resources. So we're going to have to go there first and do that, of course. And this is already good, so I'm just going to continue on my merry way over here. Now we've got another one over here, and it's over here. There we go. Now this is the basalite quarry, and wow. So that is geoplite. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me. But in order to get that nest in Sparkfall, that's the other location, and then the other one over is going to be over here where the mine is. So that makes sense. So that will be the last one that we need to suss out. And I'll be keen to see what type of material that also requires of us in order for us to make a little sense of it as well. But yeah, so the other thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to gear up a little bit and head over to the other location and just to suss out everything here. Okay, so we've got the chromite over here. And this is what we're going to need. It's seismochromite, chromite, and again nests in the Sparkfall Canyon, which is something that we're going to have to do eventually. But all the other bits and pieces don't sound too bad in a sense for us to collect and things like that. But yeah, we're going to have to kill a whole bunch of defeat a whole bunch of Amikins in order for us to collect all those essence and whatnot. So that's just a little bit of a synopsis as to what some of the new changes to the game here. Now, once those are completed, obviously we're wanting to probably get ourselves some Amikin power as well in order for us to accommodate the additional spots. So what I would be recommending personally from me to you guys is look at your most versatile style of Amikins, and bonus if they're Evo 2s or better, only because that they're going to have a higher grade of abilities. So let's say, for example, we'll use our Beef Rock for example, right? You've got level 7, level 5 as the works side of things. So even if you look at my Flare Wing, now this is only 6 and 6, so it's not actually high in the grand scheme of things, but let's look at my Flare Hoot. As you can see, it's a full star ready to be evolved into a Flare Wing, but as you can see, it's only 4 and 4. So that is something that that you guys would need to sort of take care in. Look at my my Beaver Leaf here, 3 and 4, right? So you're not even a full 5 star yet, but still, you're a level 40, but you still don't have high enough grade work. So this is what I'm saying. So you guys are going to have to make sure that you have more versatility across your Amikins. All right, the more the better, because they can spread across different type of farms, and these guys will garner you more resources. So that's probably my best and probably my most recommendation I could make to you guys in order for you to ensure that you're operating fluently. Okay. Oh, actually, I found this guy. So I finally got this guy. It took me ages to find these guys. So I found one in Sparkfall and the other in Stormforge. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. But let's have a quick look at how we do our combat as well. Now I'm going to need to take some powerful enemy allies with me. So I'm going to make you a fighter. And I probably, do I take Wispard with me? I think I might take Wispard with me. Now the reason why I'm sort of rolling with this is that I could go electricity, but I feel like I should probably go electricity maybe, and maybe sub out Flare Wing. Just knowing the area that we're going into, I feel like that's probably something that I might want to do. So I'll probably demote you into a non-worker and promote you into a fighter, because you should give me a little bit of oomph, and I really want to build you up. So I'm trying to get you to the highest level, and then that way I'm going to substitute my main Zapster into this one here. Yes, it's shiny, but it's an S class. That's the only reason why that I'm sort of looking at that as well. So, and the player damage is a little bit better as well compared to my original that we've got over here. So yeah, I feel like that will be a better move for me once I get that one up to speed. But enough about that. I'm going to finish myself and get myself ready and organized, and I'll meet you guys in the Rusted Shallows so we can see some of the differences, but also find the pathway over into the Coral Bay, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, we are here over in the Rusted Shallows, and one thing I'd noticed, which was a little bit of a difference compared to the previous updates, is that Amikins aggro onto you a lot sooner compared to what they had in the past, where I could go very, very close to some Amikins and get by without being detected. But in this update, these guys actually lock onto you quite quickly. So even if I just stand here for a second, if I just move up a little bit, I'm already being pursued by other Amikins, which is crazy to think that they've done that. So I guess what they're doing here is they're trying to invite more combat between player and environment, which is fair, which is fine, I guess, in a sense. But that means that you're going to be drawn into battle more. You're going to be using a little bit more resources, heals, your weaponry, armor, of course. So these are some of the things that we got to consider now, right? So I feel like that's something that we just got to make do with what we've got. Now, in order for us to get over to the next location, as we can see, Coral Bay is over here, which is level 35. So we're gonna have to go around the bay here. So we're gonna have to go around and head along the beach, I reckon. Or we have to go up through the middle, I think, to get onto the jetty. I feel like that's where we're gonna need to go to in order for us to move over to the other location here. So that is going to be what we're going to need to do. But like I said, yeah, see, we're definitely being pursued at the moment, and it's just something that we're going to need to deal with, I think, going forward. And I got caught out at the start, right? I got caught out at the start, and what I mean by that is I went to go heal one of my Amikins in the field, and I couldn't do it. Wasn't able to do it because you can't heal them out in the wild. You have to go back home. You have to go back home to the Nexus tree in order for your Amikins to heal. So that is going to be an interesting concept now that we're going to need to deal with. So yeah, because I didn't realize that when I was in Sparkfall that I had Amikins latching onto me quite quickly. Now who we got over here? It's a Shoozy Puff, and see, I didn't even do anything. I was actually backing away, and we were already into battle. So this is an interesting turn of events, and like I said, I think it's just more for us to be dragged into battle quite more often. So I feel like this is just going to be something that's going to become the norm going forward. So yeah, this is what we're going to need to deal with, people. Look, for better or for worse, it's only just my initial impression of the game. But I feel like it's something that they're going to, I guess, maybe look at in the future, potentially. And what I mean by that is it's more based on player feedback, right? So when these updates come out, and when they produce so many more changes than what they have in the past, and different quality of life changes, there's a Swimizer here that we'll probably want to get our hands on. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll just let my Whisper do the work. Okay, that's enough. So we can capture you, recall you, and hope for the best. So, no, we didn't get you. Try you again. So yeah, so what I mean by providing feedback, we got to provide this constructive feedback, right? So something in the sense of why that you disagree with the changes and what you feel that should be done in terms of making a change. And what that does is, we've got another Shoozy Puff on us. What that does is it basically gives the developers more of an insight in order for us to make, you know, for them to make better use in terms of decision making and things like that. So it's more for us to try and ensure that we're doing, I guess, what's right for the game, and it's not necessarily always going to be the way that they're going to make changes, right? But it just gives a voice for everyone, right? It's a platform. The devs are always responsive. That they're always, you know, wanting improvement, insights and things of that nature. Now, I just want to see who we got here. We've got a Moonstride. Okay, I can't capture you yet, but we've got a few Amikins on us. So we're just going to try and, oh, geez, wow. Didn't they say that they've reduced the attack power? Let's just get rid of those guys. So I try and save my Whisper to the next location because I really want to try and get in there as best as possible. Now let's just do that. Yeah, I've got a few of these guys after me now. So we've got a Beav Rock. And I want to try and get this Beav Rock. Wow. Combat is a lot more difficult. It's so much more difficult. Alright, let's just try and incapacitate you and just take out the Swimander. Okay, let's just quickly take you on, Swimander, and wow, I've already lost one of my Amikins as well. That is crazy. Twilight, no. Ah, I wanted that Beav Rock. Try and capture you. I've got another stack of D6s anyway, so we should be okay. Alright, cool, I've got you. You're a sea level only, gosh. Terrible. But yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Oop, let's just get you out. That these guys latch onto you a lot more quicker and sooner as opposed to what they've done in the past. So this does present itself quite a bit of a disruption, so to speak. Let's try and take out this Fajor before Sprouty either... Yeah, I thought he would do that. Capture, heal, and take you out. And let's just recall you for a second. See if we can actually get this Sprouty. There we go. Level A, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's just quickly do that real quickly and just make sure that we're ready to go. Now, we've got a Twinkle here. Let's try and take these guys out quickly enough. And we've got a Bud here, which I don't really care for right now. But in order for me to move on and sort of get through the decking here, this is where we sort of need to get to. And I really want this Whisper as well. Okay, so we can just capture you. And honestly, I'm so close in getting that blue egg as well. But there's 3 bloody Evo 2s. And I don't know if I want to do that. It's too risky. I'd rather just sort of... Oh, of course. Okay, well, I can't really... Oh, I should probably heal. Now, I can't capture this Maniflora, but that's fine. Let's just try and take you out anyway. There we go. Alright, beautiful. So yeah, so we can actually go to Coral Bay. Now what they've done this time is they haven't given us a hurdle to overcome. So what I mean by that is we had the ancient ship from Sparkfall over to Russacellos. We don't have anything in this instance, so we can actually immediately go over to the Coral Bay, which is good. Which is not too bad at all. So I'm actually happy with that. So this is what the place looks like. So it looks very similar to the Russacellos, so not too bad in that sense there. But I'll be keen to see what we encounter over here, if there's any other different Amikins, any other resources. Now they did say the coral moved up here, and then the relic pieces. Whoop, we've got a Coral Leaper already onto us. So this is going to be the most difficult thing, right? And what I'm looking at already, and I'm thinking about it too at the same time, is that we're going to want to need our teleportation, these teleporters here. We're going to want to have these sorted out as soon as possible. And obviously you're going to have to progress linear in that sense that you want to get Russacellos sorted out before you move over to Coral. But, you know, even if you do it in the other way around, it could be possible. Just depends on what the requirement is. But yeah, in order for us to you know, to navigate our way around, and particularly, all of our Amikins are starting to get a little bit tired. It's going to be a lot harder for us to move forward. So this is the new resource as well. So now we've got relic alloy that we can harvest. So that's what it looks like. So it looks like a little bit like a snail, I guess, like a curled up snail. But yeah, this is where we can actually collect all this. This is where we can hopefully get a little bit more bang for buck, I guess. Let's just get rid of these Mio Winkles here. And who else we got here? We've got a Flare Hoot here. Actually, you might actually serve a good purpose for me, because I'm trying to evolve one into a Flare Wing. Should we capture you? Yes, we should. That's only a B level too. Wow. Gosh, okay. Alright, it's getting a little bit hot here. As you can see, like, the Evo 1s aren't that devastating compared to the Evo 2s when they gang up on you. But there's enough here to discourage a lot of people to sort of try and make a run for it. And that could also implicate you in a sense of running into the wrong location and you haven't cleared that area. Because obviously in the heat of the moment, you want to make sure that you're trying to sort of, I guess, survive in a sense, but not also get pincered and cornered into an area where you don't want to predominantly be, right? So you just got to have to be careful, I guess, in that sense there. But as you can see, this is where we're at. So the strategizing needs to sort of come into play now. Before, you didn't have to, right? Because for me, well, I'll use me as an example. You have your A squad and your B squad. My A squad is essentially a rotating carousel of the 3 that you've got here in front of you, and then maybe 1 or 2 that I might change from time to time, right? I think they changed the model of that too. It looks a little bit different. But anyway, yeah, so now you can't actually do that. Once these guys are out, they're out, and you can't actually heal these guys on the fly, which makes things a little bit more difficult. So, oh shit, who we've got here? And we've got Erebel here. So we've got the Mythic. We can't do much about this until the days change. So we go from night into day. Now, I haven't had Irithel in a little while now, so I'm actually surprised that I've seen him. And again, the second time I've seen him has been on camera with you guys. So there you go. I might actually just grab you, and let's see if we can just quickly evade. And we ended up getting a B level. Now, hopefully this sort of changes the time of day. Or are we still in the darkness? We are still in the darkness. Oh my god, there's a bread butter here. Just out of nowhere. Thanks a lot, guys. And then we've got a Telsara, which you're going to absolutely mince my Aqualisk. And again, oh Jesus. Okay, let's just quickly hold off 2 seconds. Come on, capture. Don't do that. Okay, and try and capture you as well. Try and capture as many Evo 2s as possible, right? But yeah, see, they're not as devastating, but they're more intimidating, and especially if you get multiples bunched up on you. All right, so we're still in darkness, right? Even if we spend this amount of time away from Coral Bay, we're still going to have the Erebel near us as well. So it doesn't give us the time of day anymore. So they've actually changed that, which is interesting. So you're sort of going to need to sort of wait it out until daylight appears, because that Erebel is not going to disappear. And if I go back, let's just do that now just to illustrate the cause. It's going to be right in front of us as soon as we get back. See, there you go. So even if you wanted to sort of push through, okay, into this location, you're still going to be met with this guy here. So he's essentially not going to go away. I know it's slow moving, but by the time you jump into a combat situation, he's going to catch up, right? All right, so let's see how far am I into. Okay, so I'm already at the portal location, and this is what we're going to need in order for us to repair this Nexus tree, so we can actually do our teleportation and whatnot. So there you go. And I'm just hoping that it'll come to daytime eventually. I'm gonna need to switch over to a different weapon, and you didn't actually take that long to come at me, did you? Let's just recall you and just dispatch you. But yeah, at least in this area here, there's nothing but full 5-star Amikins, which is quite good in that sense as well, that we can actually, you know, power up all of our other Amikins along the way. So even if I try and collect all of this, it's more or less a snatch and grab. So there's only so much that we can do here. But as you can see, we've got the new resources up here. You know, the relic items are here, and the coral has moved up here, hence the namesake, which obviously makes sense to do that. So we now have 2 locations per tier, right? Which makes sense, all the sense in the world. Now, the Erebel has stopped chasing me, which I feel that we're changing into daytime, which means for us that we can essentially push on, I would say, which makes sense. But as I said, the hard part here is trying to navigate your way through with the Amikins that you do have. Now I wonder what this little thing is. It's going to be interesting. May as well see if I can try and recapture you. Got another flare hoot here. Wouldn't mind taking you home with me as well. And my Ami Vault is full. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? Okay, so that's a green. Oh, hello. Alright, I just broken my my thing, so that's fine. And Aquilus is not going to survive this, unfortunately. Okay, so we've got duplexes, we've got zapsters here. Yeah, so pretty much I'm done at the moment. Okay. So now what we can't do is, apparently we can't make you, see, we can't even make you a non-fighter from here. So that's the restriction now. So that can't be done. So we are essentially on our own, in a sense, that we're not able to rotate and swap any Amikins over as we go along. What is this? We can't actually harvest that, but it's a thing on the screen. Maybe this might be something that we that we're able to harvest in the future, potentially. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, like I said, I haven't even gone through the whole location yet, and I'm already at a pinch where it's going to be difficult for me to continue on. So, like I said, these guys aggro onto you ever so quickly now, as opposed to what they've done in the past. So it's a little bit more challenging now. What we got over here? Oh, we've got a Wispard, and I do want a Wispard as well. Can't really do much with you. Yeah, see, now this is going to get too hectic for me. And there is Erebel. Okay, so you've actually reappeared. That's interesting. I want to just heal and see if I can wear you down. The only reason why I'm hung up on Wispards is I really want my Roth, and I really want to evolve my Wispard into a Roth, because I think you'd just be so awesome. Plus you're a shiny as well at the same time. Now, if I were to do something like this, really stupidly, release you, and then now that enables me to capture you. See, if we can actually prove our luck here, if that was the right move in doing so. You're a level 43, so you're going to be ever so harder to actually capture. If I had my D8s with me, and I'm reluctant to use them because I do have some D8s before they removed them out of the game, it would be a little bit easier for me to make this challenge and capture him, which we just did anyway. So yeah, this is very, very interesting, guys. It's a nice change of pace. It's going to make us think a little bit more, as opposed to just rushing in and just harvesting, doing grinding sessions and things like that. You're going to have to plan yourself out. It's going to be a struggle, particularly for people that are moving to new locations that haven't got the Nexus portal up and running for you to flow between the areas. So once that challenge has subsided, it might be a little bit easier for us to go in and out, only because that we're going to be able to go back and, you know, regroup, swap our teams over, and then go again. So it's interesting. It's probably going to take a little bit of a learning time to get used to, which I'm sure we're all going to get used to. But it's going to make us think a little bit more before we actually go out and do our thing. But I think that's going to go ahead and do it. I think I've spent a lot of time in this video, guys, so I think we're probably at the 30-minute mark by this point. But I want to thank you guys for stopping by, checking out this one. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment down below, and share if you can. If you guys are new to the channel or not, and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alrighty guys, take it easy from me, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.